Hello, Russ. This is Assistant Professor Asir Sowe from Lakshmi Chandpur, qualifying at the grade. In this video, I'm going to cover the process of communication. It's a concept from the subject of business communications. Now, you are only aware that business communication is a subject that is there generally in maximum first year degrees. For example, FIPMS, FIF, and so on, even at a Bachelor of Arts. Now, let's begin with the concept that is process of communication. Now, what is communication? Communication has been derived from the Latin word communicare. It means to stop or, to communicate with each other. Yes, that is communication. Now, in the process of communication, we will be looking into different elements that starts with the very first element that is required in the process of communication. That is the sender. Who is a sender? Basically, a sender is someone who has an idea or a thought to share with someone. So if you want to talk to someone, you need an idea, right? We need a thought, maybe an emotion to share. And then the person can actually start. So we have a sender, and the sender has some sort of a message to send to the receiver. So we have the person and the sender. Then the sender will encode the message in a way that the person in front of them can understand. That is the receiver. So the sender will encode, that is, make the message easier for the person in front of you to understand rather than receive. So the sender's job is to encode the message. And the message would be anything. It could be an emotion, it could be a thought, meaning, and so on. And then the sender has to choose a media, that is, a bridge that will connect the sender with the receiver. Now, the sender might be using a phone, so that is also part of communication, might be using a walkie-talkie, a radio, television, could be anything. So the sender will then choose a medium. Now, in my case with you guys, I'm choosing the medium, recording a video and uploading with you guys. So the medium right now is the YouTube video, right? Then you guys in this case are the receivers. And now, once the message has I want the sender chooses a message, okay? Chosen the message, medium has been chosen. Now he transmits your message to that medium, and now the receivers, that is you guys, when you receive this message. And what is gonna happen with that message? You guys are gonna decode that message. Decode? What is decoding? The sender does the encoding part, but the receiver does the decoding part. What is exactly decoding? Decoding is nothing but understanding the message in your own way. For example, I say apple is red. Okay, I'm trying to explain that apple is red. I know that most of you already know that. But when I say apple is red, maybe for some of you, the idea apple could be a brand, apple, a red the ones, or you might remember or recall an apple which you maybe in the morning when your mom gave you breakfast or something like that. And then with that memory or idea connected with your understanding, that is nothing but decoding. So we have a sender, that's me in this case. Then I've put in the medium this video, right? A YouTube video. And then I send this message or, to understand me, for you people to understand the process of communication. And now you guys are going to listen or, going to receive all of that message. But I'm going to make sure I'm not going to talk in Chinese because I know maximum of my audience might not be the one who understand Chinese. I'm going to use a language we are seeking that you people will understand. That is exactly what the sender is doing, encoding. And then when you guys sees the message, you guys are actually decoding it. Understanding is that is decoding. And hence, this are the main elements that are involved in the process of communications. Now, once the receiver has, understood the message, has taken in, the receiver will then give the feedback if they are happy with the message and so on. And feedback are of various types. Let's not go into much of that, but let's see what exactly is feedback. For example, I'm teaching this concept in a classroom and my students will then give me a nod. Yes, ma'am, I understood that. That is feedback. They are giving me the feedback that if they understood the concept or not. And if, for example, someone raises their hand and says that, ma'am, I didn't understand that specific point. Could you could you reload that or then explain it to me again? That is
nothing but feedback. And in this case, these are three different types of feedback. That could be one is negative feedback where the person did not understand it, and the other one is a positive one where the nod is the positive one where my students understood the first step. So here is the process of communication with its different elements. Let's go back again from the very start and understand what exactly we went through all of these elements. The first element was sender. Yes, then the sender should have a message. Message could be anything, thought, emotion, ID, and so on. So then the message should be transmitted to a medium. And the medium could be anything, maybe verbal communication. If I am speaking in the sender, for example, in this case, or if I'm teaching this concept in the classroom, then I am using verbal communication as my medium. I'm speaking verbally. But in this case, if you see the medium, it's a video. So I'm using digital media as my medium or channel. Medium is also called as channel. It's the sender, a message, then the medium, and then we have the receiver. And the sender is encoding the message, then using a medium to transmit it. And then the receiver is receiving the message and decoding the message according as per the understanding according to their knowledge. And this, my friends, is the whole process of communication. Now, in the process of communication, we have feedback. Now, the receivers have received the feedback, right? We already answered what is feedback. Now, while the sender is speaking or transmitting any message, she will make sure that the message is very easy to understand, that is encoded really, really well, and no jargons are used. What exactly are jargons? Jargons are nothing but, in simple terms, are technical language in every field. For example, let's just say any field. It could be commerce or English literature. Maybe in English literature there are many jargon. For example, I say masculinity, hegemonic masculinity. These are very tough terms. Many of the commerce students could not understand. So I want to use these jargons while I am explaining them the process of communication, because this is something that they won't understand. Hence, I will use very simple terms or maybe those jargons which the commerce students could understand. So in this case, we will not be using any jargons because you don't know who your audience is. So the more simple your message, the more easy, in an easy way your message is encoded, the better it would. So we have the sender, message, medium or channels. Then we have the message going to the receiver receiving it and decoding as per his or her understanding. Now let's quickly go through the gist of types of feedback the receiver could be getting. Now we already have gone through positive and negative feedback. Now let's go through, um, let's just say, immediate and delayed feedback. Now, if the receiver will immediately give the feedback. For example, if I'm teaching in a classroom, my students will very instantly give me the feedback. Yes, ma'am, we understood that. That is immediate feedback given right at the spot. Now, what is delayed feedback? For example, I took the lecture in a classroom, offline class. Okay, I've explained them everything. And then I told them, you know what? I'm going to share you a Google form which you will fill at home and then send it to, and all of those responses will be obviously received by me maybe night 9 p.m. So then the form was shared among the students, and then they received it, they filled up, and then I received the form around 9 p.m. with all the responses. Now that is delayed feedback because I didn't receive the feedback then and there, but rather I received the feedback of the lecture not a bit, very late. That is at 9 p.m. Or maybe if the feedback is received after 2 days, that is also delayed feedback. So now you guys know what is positive feedback and negative feedback. And yes, this is what personal communication is. Yeah, there is a types of feedback and so on. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying tuned for such a long time and understanding this amazing concept of communication. And we all know that communication is such an important process in the 21st century currently that we are living in, with all the media and so on coming into form. And yes, let's quickly go to our two more concepts which might be very much useful for you guys. Now, If one person is talking to one more person or many person, that is called as interpersonal communication. Now, if I am talking to myself, that is called as intrapersonal communication. Now you got the two types. How do you remember them? In intrapersonal communication, if you see the spelling, we have the word trap in between. So now you know that you are trapped inside yourself. You could keep that in mind, and that will help you remember intrapersonal communication, that is talking to self. Now, when you're talking to many people or someone or even a single person, that is called as interpersonal communication. And hence now we know also the two concept, that is interpersonal communication and intrapersonal communication. Yes, these are a few. Now, if one person, not one person, if a message is being transmitted to a large audience or very large, maybe let's just example 500 people, maybe this video is received by maybe 500 people, I don't know, it could be 200. Now, that kind of communication is called as mass communication, and I'm pretty sure most of you are already aware of this word or maybe heard it somewhere. And this is what we call as mass communication. And I hope right now you already know what is mass communication. And I hope this whole lecture was very much easy for you guys to understand. And yes, we'll be looking forward for more lectures like this for you guys to understand business communication much better with me. And yes, thank you so much, everyone. This is Assistant Professor Asia Chogle signing off from the Twitter Ulvana College, Kanpur, East. Thank you. So,